And we're live, and I hope that this shit isn't monetized or else they're watching a fucking ad right now. And I forgot to mute my shit. But anyway, yeah, we're live. And we, as usual, have me, TheoFreakinDore, Tattooed 6, and for our guest, it's Sinsityslik.
Hello.
Say what's up, Tat.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Sorry, I was I
Hey,
was
hey,
uh,
Tat. How you
I
doing?
was fixing my new computer setup, the
Yeah.
cord management, and it got a little messy, so I was fixing that. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Hey, Sin City, how are you? Thanks for coming on our weekly show here.
Oh, no problem. Tattooed R6.
So, yeah, nothing different. Same old, same old. So let me go check Instagram one last time to see if there aren't any like fucking last minute questions. I probably need to fix this fucking microphone too, so it's closer to my face.
So I wanted to thank you guys for letting me onto the Regis and Kelly show. Regis, I've been a big fan of yours, and Kelly, I love you.
Yeah, man, no
Oh
problem.
wait,
It's yeah,
yeah,
we love to have you on.
I've been a little busy drinking my wine with Hoda lately, but yeah, I like to come back and kick it old school every once and again.
Yeah. No, but really, yeah. Thanks, Theo, for inviting me. Tattooed R6.
You're welcome, buddy. It was my idea.
Yeah, it was Tattoo's idea. He's the one who asked you.
Right.
Okay, so while Theo's looking up planned questions,
Oh yeah,
I,
that is what I was doing, wasn't? That's what I said I was gonna do, right?
yes, I tattooed R6. We'll go ahead and throw out a little softball here.
All right.
Well,
Um,
before that,
oh,
Sin City needs to tell a little bit about himself for people who don't know who he is.
Oh,
oh yeah.
yes. All right. Well, hello, everybody. I am Mr. Sinsityslik, and since you can tell from my name, I live in Vegas. Yes, and I've been here for about a little over a year, and I've lived in California most of my life, so I am a Cali guy at heart. But you know, shit happens, and you got to relocate. So that's why I'm here, and I've been riding for about 5, 6 years. I've had a couple bikes in my lifetime. Currently ride the 675 Daytona, and of course I make some videos online. And I don't know what else to tell you guys without giving away my social security number and where I live.
I mean, you could,
Yeah.
All right. So, Tattooed, you have a softball.
Oh
See
yeah, I
what?
got a softball question. Um, with the geographic terrain that you have to work with
Mhm.
around your area, um, I'm assuming what being dry and mountainous, correct?
Correct.
What outside of it being dry do you think are the benefits of riding where you ride as opposed to other geographic locations? Like what are the perks of riding where you live?
I'd have to say a lot of it being riding all year long. There's not really a winter. There's not really a rainy season. It's just kind of like you can ride whenever you want. And yeah, it gets really hot here in the summer, like 115 between 120 Fahrenheit. And I've only been here for one summer to experience that, and I only had my bike for half the summer. So, I haven't full on experienced, riding in the fucking 115-degree weather for like 4 or 5 months straight, maybe longer than that. But it's really not that bad. It's like anywhere you get used to. Like fucking Theo lives in the middle of the country and it gets cold as fuck there, right? Like there was a video where it was snowing and there was like somebody riding their longboard around there. So you can adapt to wherever you are, and as long as you're enjoying it, you're gonna have a good time. Like the only kind of downside is you're riding in summer and you've got gear on. I'm an advocate of wearing gear ever since I crashed. So it kind of sucks being in 115, 120 degree weather, riding a leather jacket and sometimes riding pants and all that shit, but it's like not that bad. And also there's people think out here it's just the strip. Like you go to Vegas and Vegas is just the Las Vegas Strip, but there's a lot of like cool mountainous roads to go around here. There's a lot of canyons you got to go find, maybe just 20, 30 minutes out of the city. There's Lake Mead, and you can go farther. There's a lot of places. And 4 hours away is California, so that's cool with me. Yeah, man, that's all I got for that one.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Theo, you there?
He's muted, so I guess I'll.
Shit, dude, I didn't know I was muted. I was talking that whole time. You were like,
Oh.
so, and I was like, yeah, hold on, I'm trying to type this over here. And you were like, Theo, and I was like, yeah, I know, I'm trying to type, hold on. And you were like, I guess so. And then I was like, what? And then Tattooed's like, yeah, he's muted.
Surprise!
I am. Hold on, I'm typing this real quick.
All good. That's not 3-star, guys. That's Tattooed R6.
Where do they keep seeing 3-star at?
I don't know, bro.
Oh, I think because I'm using 3-star's account because I got locked out of mine, that they think that I'm actually 3-star.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was really generous at 3-star to let you, like, give you his information to log into the account. I mean, you could really fuck up his channel right now,
Oh,
and he would have nothing to do over it. So
Yeah,
I've already
3-stars.
turned off all of his monetization, and I'm currently, as we speak, uploading a porno that I'm gonna make go live in the middle of this live stream. Not in the stream, obviously, but on his channel. So if 3-star's image here just randomly gets kicked out halfway through, that means that I uploaded the video and YouTube caught it. Because as it works right now, I'm working on getting back into my account. So as soon as I get the Tattooed R6 account back, I'm just gonna upload that video, get 3-star's account locked, and then jump back in as Tattooed. So it'll be nice and a nice troll for the troll.
Right on, man.
right.
You do you.
And now for the rest of the show, we do Sin City.
Let's do it.
Yes. All right. So, fuck me, goddammit. Okay, so earlier you were talking about you live in Vegas and everything, and everybody thinks it's just the Strip and all that, but there's more of a. Everything got jumbled after that. I couldn't hear it. So go over that last part again when you're talking about everybody thinks it's just a Strip, but.
Right. Well. Yeah, I mean, there's canyons you can go find. There's mountainous areas. There's beautiful views. There's nice roads out here. You just gotta look for them.
Right.
I've yet to explore like maybe only 20% of them.
So, what's like? Okay, how often do you ride like in actual Vegas? Like the main part of Vegas, everybody thinks is the only part of Vegas.
Usually only when I'm making a video recently. If I know that I'm going to be filming for something, I want to talk about something, or if I don't have anything to talk about, and I just, you can go ride down the Strip and there's fucking action everywhere. So you really can't not have footage if you're down there unless you're just like, I don't know, unlucky. But yeah, every time I go down there, there's something worth seeing. There's something notable that you can put out there to the world that would be entertaining. At least I think. But yeah.
Right.
Why don't you give the viewers here a nice little behind the scenes story of something funny that happened or something cool that happened off camera for the Las Vegas meetup you just had.
Well, I mean, that was an entire day that I spent riding, like with Bash and Snowcat, and then a couple hours hanging out with all the people that wanted to come out to the meet. So off camera, there's like hours of funny ass moments, but let's see. Gosh, I really can't think of anything specifically other than like just laughing at random people, just making jokes at fucking people, and like that was the first time I ever hung out with Bash and Snowcat, and you know, getting to know them along the ride, and just fucking joking around the whole time. You know, getting to know each other was pretty much the most exciting part of the day. Off camera as well, like the whole meetup, meeting all these people that came out to Vegas or that lived here, and it's the first meetup I've ever had with more than like 5 people. So getting to meet people that like watch my videos and were like, oh yeah, I saw you do that in this video. It's really crazy. It's like you guys know, I'm sure it's happened to you, but it's just a crazy feeling. You know, it's the first time it's ever happened to me, and you know, I kept saying like to my buddies, I was like, man, this is surreal. Like, I can't believe like I met all these people and like we're just hanging out. And like 2 weeks ago, I was here by myself and I just knew like one person, and now there's like all these people that I'm hanging out with. So yeah, it's really cool.
So kind of branched off that question, and then Pegasus has a question I'll let Tattooed ask here in a minute. But branched off that question, everybody has that one big moment that they missed off camera, and they wish they got it on camera. And it's the one that they always like, that always comes back to their mind, like, if only I got that on camera. What moment was that for you?
When I crashed, the only ever
you
time
didn't
I
get that on
crashed.
camera?
No, so I always, 5 fucking years that I've been riding, I've had shitty cameras, but I've always recorded, just be it safety or trying to make videos. I've always had my camera on. And this particular day, going to work, doing my normal routine, I live like 2 minutes away from where I work. And I was on my way to work, and I was in the furthest to left lane, and some lady pulled out from a driveway on the right, and she's supposed to pull into the furthest to right lane, correct? So pretty much just as I'm about to pass her, she pulls out, you know, like how people like see you coming, so they pull into their own lane. And that's what I thought was happening, but she decided to pull straight into my lane. I rear-ended her, dumped the bike, and yeah, went rolling, sliding, whatever. Bike skid the other way, and the first thing I did was I got up and like walked to the side of the street, and this lady like rushed over me that was behind me, and she was like, "Oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? Do you want me to call an ambulance?" And I was like, I didn't really respond. I was just like made sounds. I was like, like I took my helmet off and I looked at the helmet and I was just like, fuck, and it said full SD card.
Oh, so you thought you were recording?
Yeah, I thought I was recording, so I took the helmet off and looked at it, and I was like, shit, god damn it. And I didn't even respond to this lady, and she was just like, what? Like, what happened? And I was like, I wasn't recording that. And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm good.
No, I'm not okay. I ran out of room.
But I mean, luckily she was the only person that saw it. She gave me her number. She was the witness, so that's like the reason it was not my fault. But yeah,
Was she hot?
No, not really. She's old already.
Okay. I'm just saying, you know.
The girl that pulled out in front of me was hot.
Oh, that's not as cool as the witness being hot.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is her boyfriend, they were like just leaving their apartment complex, and so her boyfriend was following her. And the boyfriend got out and was talking to me and was like telling me he rides and all this stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, you okay? I'm so sorry about that. She's like the worst driver in the world. I really apologize for her." Yeah, man, that makes me feel better. Thanks.
Dude, that would be me if Emily ever hit a motorcycle. I'd be like, dude, I want to apologize. She's a shit driver. I ride. I understand. Please, please don't hate her.
Yeah, but it all worked out. I mean, that's kind of how I got the Daytona, so hooray.
What bike was that you crashed?
I had a 2011 Yamaha FC6 Star,
Oh,
which is like the brother to the R6, basically,
right.
but a little bit more upright.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I love that thing. It was a great bike.
Yamaha for life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, yeah, no, I love R6s.
Yes.
I'm just messing around. I love them. I like sucking them out too.
Sport bikes for life.
You'd love them more if they were mini, right?
No,
A mini
Groms
R6.
Groms are so stupid.
Like an R6, it looks exactly like an R6, but it's the same size as like a Grom. That
Yeah,
would
those-
actually be pretty cool. I'd rock one.
Those Grom riders, man. Oh, can't
I hate
stand them.
them.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
fucking, they think they have some sort of entitlement.
always going where other bikes can't go. Like, what a bunch of jerks.
What a
Right.
bunch of dicks.
Okay, so we had a question from somebody in the side chat. I don't remember who asked it or anything like that. But what's the craziest thing you've seen on the strip?
Oh man, God, this is like not a good question to ask me because like I've only been here a year and like I've just been straight working. And when I'm not working, like I'm either exploring around Vegas, not the Strip, or like yeah. But let's see. So far, the craziest thing I've seen is probably a couple naked chicks just running, like straight booking it down the sidewalk. I don't know why.
think
I
they
don't
were
know where
running
they were
from their
going, but they were just like they only had underwear on. They were butt naked, but they had underwear on, just sprinting down the sidewalk. They were cute. I just don't understand why, but that's Vegas for you.
Do you ever wish you could like go back in time and stop and just like stop them and be like,
Yeah,
why? Why are you running? And just
but I
figure
wasn't
it out.
recording either. Yeah.
Oh man.
Um,
I had a question that came off that, but I can't. Oh, okay.
besides,
Yeah.
like, going back to that real quick, besides like, people like just passed out on the sidewalk or just like falling everywhere, there's some pretty funny stuff that you see. Yeah. I'll try to capture some funny shit for you guys and make a video out of it one day.
Sweet. All right, so Daytona 675. So is it, I don't know exactly how to ask this question because I mean I guess you did have a Yamaha. Anyway, like kind of what's it like being on like a, I don't know how to fucking ask this question. Like, okay, my main group of
Spit it
bikes,
out.
like the typical sport bike that you see is either a Yamaha, Kawasaki, Honda, or a Suzuki. Those are like the four main groups for sport bikes.
Yep.
So, like, do you feel any different being on a bike that is not a typical sport bike group? If that makes any sense?
Yeah, I totally understand what you're saying, and that's kind of why I bought the Triumph in the beginning, because, like you said, everybody has Gixxers, everybody has the R6, so Yamaha,
Right.
everybody's got, Honda CVR. It's kind of like, everybody has, like, Hondas and Acuras, Toyotas, but then, like, not many people have the Porsche, right? So
Right.
it's kind of like the rarity brand. In my eyes, that's kind of how I see Triumph. And it's a brand, a bike that I've been wanting for a long time. Since I started riding, this was the bike that I wanted in the beginning, an older model or an older year. But I was like, I probably shouldn't start on such a big bike. I probably shouldn't get like my dream bike for my first bike. So, I did start on a 250. I had a Ninja, and I bought a Gixxer, and I had that for like a week. It's kind of a long story, but short story actually. It's only a week. And then I had the Yamaha, and I've rode those for about 4 or 5 years, and then that shit happened with the accident, and I was like, well, I guess it's either time to fix this bike or get what I really want. So
Okay. Now, like, it is a rarity bike and everything, but at least in America, because, like, I mean, I don't know how it is in other countries. It could be like the Yamaha of another country or some
yeah,
shit for
totally.
all I know.
I don't know
But
either.
it being a kind of a more rare bike, um, where we come from, is it harder to keep up with? Like, is it harder to find parts or anything, or is it
No?
usual? Like, if you need something, you go to fucking eBay or
Yeah,
motorcycle store or something.
yeah, it's pretty much the same. I mean, I haven't had many problems with it yet to really experience that. Like I had a Volkswagen car once, and it was just the shittiest car to find parts for. They're just expensive, you know. But no, I haven't really experienced that yet. I don't really see many people talking about it being too bad. And there's not many like it's not like a Ducati where it breaks down all the time. So
It's
the only issue I've had with this bike so far is last weekend, coming back from the San Diego meet to Bash's house. We were on the strip in Hollywood, and Bash was like explained. My buddy came out with me from Vegas, and I used to live in California. Like I said, I've been to Hollywood many times. I've been all around the city. I live in the city where Bash lives in, and so my buddy has never been to Hollywood. So Bash was like, let's go down to Sunset Boulevard. We'll check it out. And so we're on Sunset. He's explaining to us like, oh, this is Tower Records. This is that. We're in the middle of Sunset Boulevard, and I'm like, guys, something's not right. My bike's not working. And so I looked down, and my rear set, the clutch side, was like snapped. It broke.
oh, that was you. See, I came in on a conversation and I heard them talking about somebody's rear set.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
me.
but I never heard who they were talking about.
Oh
Okay.
man, what a story. Okay, so yeah, so we're on Sunset. My rear set snaps, and my bike's in third gear.
Yeah, that's what they said. They said they all had to like ride third gear with you the whole
Well, no,
way.
they rode, they were in sixth gear, whatever. But
Oh.
we were like 30 minutes freeway riding from Bash's house, and so we decided to take the streets. It took about an hour and a half, just because I didn't want to fuck my bike up going in third gear on the streets all the way home.
Right.
We weren't too far, so it wasn't bad, but yeah. So I mean, the piece that broke was part of my aftermarket rear set. It wasn't stock. So that's what I'm saying. I haven't really had
Oh,
any issues with
okay.
the Triumph bike yet.
Right.
It was driven TT rear sets that had broke like a little piece, a little right angle piece. Um,
So it wasn't even anything Triumph made.
mm-mm. Yes.
Mm.
But dude, it's like a $400 rear set, like, and it's not even a year old. I have the receipt for it. Just like, what the fuck?
Are they taking care of it then?
I wrote an email last night. I haven't heard back yet. I'm gonna call them tomorrow. I've just been so fucking busy since I got back from the trip. I haven't had time to do anything. But yeah. So got back to Bash's house, and I'm like, all right, I'm supposed to be leaving back to Vegas tomorrow. Sunday, it's a holiday weekend. Monday's Martin Luther King Day, so everything's closed. Triumph dealer is like closed on Sunday at night, and I'm like, all right, what do I do? So we went to Home Depot. I got that JB Weld stuff, and I tried to put that on there. Um, Bash was so kind enough to let us stay at his house another night, and we let it dry overnight. Woke up in the morning. I was like, all right, this is solid. It feels good. I slapped it on the bike, and I went to shift up, and it snapped off. So here it is, Monday morning. My buddy's supposed to work this day, and he's like, all right, I guess I got to call into work, we'll figure something out. So basically what I did was I rotated the shifter rod up toward me, so I had to shift by hand. Like,
Oh yeah,
I,
that's what I also heard. They said you basically made a makeshift suicide shifter.
I made a makeshift suicide shifter, and I only had to leave the bike in like fourth gear because I could start from fourth gear from a dead stop without
Right.
stalling. and I got on the freeway, jammed it up. Luckily, my bike has a quick shifter too.
Oh,
Going up
okay.
a gear, it wasn't too bad, but downshifting, like, dude, I put a hole in my gloves trying to downshift each time. It was it was pretty bad, but I have the stock rear sets on when I got home, put them on, and the bike feels the same. It feels okay, so I don't think any damage was done.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
that was a very interesting experience and scary.
So going from that question, what uh what are some things? Because your bike's pretty new, isn't it?
It's a 2013. I bought it with 8,000 miles. It has about 14,000 on it right now.
Okay. So that being said, what all have you done to it? Like anything? Like
Me
even
personally, I
really?
haven't put any mods on it. The
Really,
bike,
it's pretty much all
yeah,
stock.
no, the bike pretty much. The reason I bought it was because it had pretty much everything already I wanted on it. There
Oh.
were a few 675s out here in Vegas that I saw that I liked, but they didn't have the aftermarket. They didn't have really, what I wanted. I would have had to pay full price and then upgrade it myself. So this particular one I found out in Anaheim, California, which is about 4.5 hours away. And so I went over there, checked the bike out, and the dude who owned the bike before me was an MSF course instructor. So,
Oh wow.
so he's good with his bikes. He knows his shit. He takes care of his things. Like everything was flawless on the bike.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, dude. So that's I rode out there just to check it out. Came back or drove out there, came back, and then a week later I went to pick it up. Um, I mean, if you want me to tell you everything aftermarket it has, I will. But I just haven't done it to it.
Right. Um, what all is aftermarket on it? Like the usuals, like exhaust and like
Yeah.
license plate and all that.
Yeah, you got the fender eliminator. It's a tailor-made exhaust, which is also a pretty rare brand.
Yeah, I've only heard of it once on CBR 1000. I think it was actually Midshift. That was the first exhaust he did to his bike was tailor-made. That was the first time I've ever heard of it.
Yeah, it's a great exhaust, dude. It sounds great. It's got that deep throaty sound, but it's not like annoying on the freeway. I love it. I've never heard an exhaust that good, but I'm just biased because it's not mine. But it's got MJS Performance ceramic coated headers, power commander, dyno tuned. It's got the smog block off plates, um, fender eliminator. It's got aftermarket front and rear brake reservoirs, a seat cowl, rear sliders, the rear sets that broke. One of them broke, but I'll get that replaced. Dual HID lights. It has a throttle tube, so you don't have to turn your wrists completely all the way to get to full throttle, which is nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much the main stuff on it. Of course, it comes stock with the quick shifter, which is my favorite thing ever.
Right, right. So, Tattoo, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I actually have one rigged up here. It might be a dud of a question. I don't know. It's just been based on some snooping I've done. Okay, so you say that you previously lived in, well, on your YouTube page. You say that you previously lived in California,
Mhm.
and I know that your early videos took place in California.
Correct.
Regrettably, I was not subbed to you at the time because I was on a different YouTube channel than this anyway, so it wouldn't have even been my tattooed channel. But I'm assuming while you lived in California and you were making videos, you were not under the name Sinsityslik. So what did your name used to be?
My old name used to be Mirals or Mirals Moto, one of those. But yeah, that was pretty much what I started making videos as. And at the time, I didn't really think of my channel as I do now. Like, I do, but let me explain. When I first started, I mean, my sole intention, my goal was to like meet people and like go riding with people around California and I saw so many people out there making videos from California, and I was like, all right, well, they're all meeting each other. Like, I'm gonna make a channel and like hit them up, and we're all gonna go riding and have a good time. So did that for a while, and eventually I kind of stopped making videos. I had so much going on in my life. I moved to a different state with like a girlfriend. I got hung up with that for a while, and eventually like one thing led to another, and I found myself here in Vegas, and my bike was still in California at the time. So I kind of made a living out here, got a job, and um, yeah, it was like 6 months into living here, I decided to bring my bike out. Brought my bike out, and I was like, okay, well, I don't really have anything else to commit myself to. I'm gonna, take the time to start making videos again. And I was thinking about my name and murals, and I was like, well, I want like a logo. I want to come up with something, and I couldn't really relate anything to murals. I couldn't really like relate it to my life or where I was or anything like that, if you know what I'm saying. So, I decided to change my name, and obviously Sin City is Las Vegas, and Slick is just my little thing that I came up with.
I think it works. It's cool.
Yeah,
I remember very vividly the first time that I saw you pop up in a side chat. I read your name, and I was like, holy cow, that is a cool name.
Oh, thanks, Bob.
And I was like, that is a cool dude. I like this guy, and I like this guy's name.
Hey, that's a good thing.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, I kind of wanted something that, like, me personally, like, I'm really hard at coming up with, like, names, be it, like, a screen name, a gamer tag, I'm not going to go into this too much, but I make music, coming up with, like, an artist name. So it took me a while to come up with something that I liked, and like the whole reason for the odd spelling, like the S with the C and the K, all that shit, is because I like the triple S. I like SSS, and I kind of wanted to make a logo off that. If you've seen like the slot machine thing I have with like the 3 S's, that's kind of like an idea that I'm working with, but I don't have anything set yet. But it's just more of a name that I felt I could work with,
Yeah, I like it. It's cool. It's
And even if I mean, I don't plan on being in Las Vegas my entire life, so if I do move back to California, whatever, I'll still be Sinsityslik, That's cool with me.
Yeah, it's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Sanosaurus Rex is in the side chat. Kinda.
Yeah, sorry, I'm having difficulties. People in my house decided to just start yelling out of nowhere.
Tell them to shut up, because Tattooed R6 is here.
Yeah, you tell him Tattooed R6 to silence your mouth. Okay, so going off of your little YouTube picture here, those mountains in the background look absolutely amazing, but from here, or from the angle I can see them, it doesn't look like they're the type of mountains that roads can go on.
Yeah.
So can you ride up in there in between them in the canyons, or what?
Those specific ones, yes, there's a part like a mile down to the right there where, yes, they have a thing called, this is basically called Red Rock Canyons, and it's the closest kind of like nature area to the Strip or Vegas, maybe like 15, 20 minutes outside town. But it's kind of like a high touristy area for people that come here and want to like, go see some cool shit. Because there's some like cool mountains over there that are literally like red, like the rocks are like blood red, and so that's why they call it Red Rocks. But there's a part where you can pay, I think it's like $3 or $4, and you can ride through some pretty cool like twisty roads. They're not like canyons in California where the speed limit's 50 miles an hour. It's it's like a park. It's Red Rock Canyon Park, so you can only go like 15, 20 miles an hour. But that doesn't mean that you still can't like kick it up to 30, 40 and take those turns and get a little bit of like fun.
Right.
So yeah, there's some cool areas out here that you can go that not a lot of people know about. But the downside to this little area in the picture is, since it's such like a touristy, high traffic kind of area, sometimes on weekends if you go, you'll literally just get stuck behind a line of cars, or you'll come around a corner and there will be like cars in the middle of the road taking pictures. Yeah, so it has its ups and downs, but that's what that is in my little picture there.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with too many people stopping in the middle of the road to take pictures here in Arkansas, so
I bet.
I can only imagine how much that would suck.
Free roam zone out there.
Exactly. We don't even have roads. I don't even have shoes.
I say, what's up to Subliminal Moto over there, side chat. That dude is out here with me in Vegas, and I ride with him every once in a while. He's a cool guy.
Oh, cool. God, dude, you're doing my host job for me.
Shit, man.
That leads into my next question. I knew through the videos and everything that you ride not with bike tender.
Chicken
now
tender.
You're saying, huh?
Chicken tender.
Chicken tender.
I'm just kidding. Yes, bike tender.
Yeah. And then you're saying you ride with Subliminal. So on a regular basis, or somewhat regular basis, as regular as riding as an adult goes, how often do you meet up with other moto vloggers, or do you have like a set group of people that you ride with on a somewhat regular basis?
On a regular basis, when I'm riding normally, I'm by myself. I'm a solo rider. I prefer to ride usually by myself. But it really just depends on my mood. It depends on how I'm feeling. You know, it's really all like, yeah, it really depends on like how I'm feeling that day. If I want to hang out with someone, if I want to talk to someone, if I want somebody to ride with, keep me company, ask them questions about their day, or if I just want to be in my head for a couple hours riding, you know. I'm sure everybody goes through that. And I'd say preferably like 70 or 80% of the time, I'd rather ride alone, just because I get to go wherever I want, turn wherever I want, you know, explore what I want to do. Don't have to worry about someone else's schedule. But lately, you know, I've never really been at a point in my life where I know a lot of people that ride, at least like more than like 3 people at a time that ride. And out here, you know, I met Bike Tender, who's pretty close to my age, and we get along really well. We hang out, and so, you know, it's been cool for me to, you know, finally hang out with someone that is like a friend rather than just like someone that I was gonna say someone that I've met on YouTube and, you know, just hardly talk to, but I did meet him on YouTube. Funny thing. But yeah, it's cool to ride with those guys. I really enjoy it. Don't get me wrong.
No, I can definitely understand where you're coming from. I'm the opposite. No, actually, I'm Tattoo R6, so yeah, I ride alone a lot. And
But that one guy 3-star.
Yeah, but 3-star, he rides with somebody probably 90% of the time he rides. So when he does get that 10% where he's out just able to ride by himself and not have to worry about talking, just thinking, he has told me before that he does enjoy that, so he can see where you're coming from.
I hear you. Yeah, so Subliminal said, like going off what I said, don't have to worry about someone else running into you while on the strip, leaving the meetup. And okay, so when we went to the meetup, the whole like, we were planning on meeting up with everyone after we rode all day with Bash Snowcat, and we were planning on eating dinner. Like that was for sure going to happen. We were going to eat, we were going to hang out, but the ride was kind of up in the air. We didn't like set something. We didn't like tell everybody we were going to ride, and there was specific reasoning for that. And the reasoning that we were predicting would happen actually kind of happened. So we basically did not want to. It's the strip. It's like the most dangerous place in town, and it was dark, and we didn't want to go ride outside of town like Red Rocks Canyon, because it's just not good to do big group rides in the dark. And so, you know, it's kind of up in the air to when we got to the meetup to see the kind of people that were there, to see at dinner, like while we were talking to them, if they were like crazy type or like people that we'd want to go on a small like rip up and down the strip with, you know. So I don't want to talk shit about people, but there's this group out here in Vegas called Random Riders, and they're just like a group of 100 fucking bikes that get together every week and like do wheelies across town, like speed up and down the strip, just like cause havoc, you know. And always cops are following this group all the time. And I'm not about that life. I'm not about like, you know, getting that crazy. I like to have fun, but not like that. So there was a group of people that were like advocating that group and, you know, talking about them and like saying where the best places to run from cops are, where the best freeways are to speed. So I was like, you know what? It might not be the best decision for all of us to get on the same road as these guys. Um, so yeah, we decided to do like a small thing afterwards at a hotel with the guys, and my buddy Subliminal here kind of split off and rode with a few guys that he knew and picked up a few guys from the meetup, and you know, like they almost got taken out a couple times. These guys were fucking like swerving in and out. They were doing wheelies on the strip. They were just being like reckless as fuck. So Subliminal and his buddy like just split off and, you know, had a good time, made their own little video. And yeah, we're just kind of glad that we didn't have that big of a group ride. You know, it's difficult to ride with people. It's one thing when you're riding with someone that you like kind of have been watching on the internet for a while and you know them, but when you're riding with people that you have no fucking idea how their brain works or what they're going to do, it's just a dangerous situation, as you guys know.
Yeah, I can see that. There's certain times where like me and my buddy have been riding and like we see like three other bikers riding through the same road we are or something, we'll join them, but there's certain groups I'll look at and I'll be like, I don't know any of those motherfuckers, so I'm not comfortable with getting in that size of a group.
Yeah, I mean, I experienced that last weekend at the San Diego meet. Like, we rode with a small group that like I said, like I've been watching on YouTube. I know these guys, or I feel like I know them. So we're meeting up with like 15 people here, going to the next spot, meeting another 20 people, meeting another 30 at the next spot, and then finally meeting up with this massive fucking group. And by the end of our ride, we're like 100 bikes rolling down the freeway, dude. And yeah, it's a cool feeling and all. It's there's nothing like that. But when people are flying by you at 100, like almost clipping your mirrors, like there was one guy that did a wheelie and almost took out Ghost Ninja and his daughter. Like shit can just go really wrong really quick. And I'm like so thankful nothing happened during that ride. But yeah, it's a crazy thing riding with that many people.
Sounds crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm reading the side chat.
Oh, it's all good.
They're going on about which one is better, the WR 450 or the DRZ.
I would take either or. If they were to be given to me, I would ride either one.
Right? I don't care which one's better than the other. It's a fucking
Yeah,
supermoto.
fucking bike is a
Beat
bike.
up any supermoto, and it's gonna take it like.
If I had a Honda Grom like that one guy, 3-star man, I would still be having a good time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're not for me because I like Yamahas and I like
Right.
600s.
I know you're an
but,
R6 guy.
Yeah, I'm an R6 guy, but I mean, he seems to have a good enough time on it, so more power to it. More power to Grom riders, I guess. I'm not gonna hate.
Right.
I would
The
like to say
only
as far
bike
as,
is the. I'm not even gonna say it. Just read Upbeat Yamaha's comment.
Gixxer. Dude, the Gixxer already gets so much shit like put on it, so it's not gonna hurt it to put more shit on it.
yeah. Wait, I want to backtrack because we never heard why you only had a Gixxer for a week.
Yeah, that is true. Tell that story. You said it was a long story, but you said you only had it for a week, so.
Well, okay, it is a long story, but I can give you a shortened version.
Cool.
So basically, the first time I ever moved out of state, the first time I kind of moved out of my parents' house, I moved in with my ex-girlfriend, and we were coming from California and decided to go somewhere like completely random. We moved up to Washington, Washington State, and I rented a U-Haul truck, paid like $1,000 to get all my shit there, towed my car, and it was like the third night we were there, and basically what happened is my apartment caught on fire. So like within a fucking 5 minute period, my whole like life kind of burned away before my eyes, I guess you could say. And after that whole situation, like we had renter's insurance, so we got like this fat ass check for all of our shit that we owned, and I spent like half of it on a bike because my ex-girlfriend knew that I liked to ride. I told her I wanted to get one eventually. I basically sold my bike to move up there with her. So me being me, I like went out and bought a bike. I bought the Gixxer, like a 2006 black 600. Um, I didn't know too much about bikes then, just that I really like sport bikes, and I just, I happened to come across a cool Gixxer, so I purchased it, and I didn't really tell her in the beginning. She just like came home one day, and I was like, "So I spent half that money." But yeah, long story short, she was kind of pissed off, so I basically just sold it like a week after and flipped it for what I bought it for.
Nice.
But yeah. But now that I know a little bit more about bikes, and I have a bike tender is like one of his best friends is a really good mechanic. He's younger than me. I'm 25. I think the dude's like 22 or 23, and he knows so much about bikes. Like he's trying to be a head mechanic somewhere, and he could totally do it. But he pretty much, told us like Gixxers are one of the hardest bikes to work on. They have all these electrical problems and just like all this shit about it. So it's not just like people talking shit because they're Gixxers. Like they are kind of inconvenient bikes to own. Um, yeah. If you guys saw the video where Bash and Snowcat, or the 3-part series where they came out here, I had a friend that loaned me his 2014, I want to say, 750 Gixxer. Bright yellow, black, like the loudest bike ever. Loud being like flashy. I mean, I'm not for like flashy loud bikes like that. But a bike is a bike. If someone let me ride their fucking bike, I'm not gonna complain too much. But I wasn't too impressed with it. It's not my type of bike. It doesn't ride the way I like it. I might also be really used to my bike, so anything else just feels weird. But at first, I was riding the bike with these guys for like an hour, and I was like, guys, something is not right with the turning. Like this bike is so freaking hard to turn. Like I have to lean all the way. And we're riding on the freeway, and Snowcat looks at my tire, and he's like, bro, your tire is fucking like flat. And so we stopped, and I checked my front and rear tires, and they're like 20 psi below what they're supposed to be. So yeah, I filled that up real quick, and it rode a lot better, like handling wise. But still, I wasn't a big fan of the GSXR. It's not my kind of bike.
See, I've never ridden a Gixxer or anything, but like I've sat on one at a motorcycle store and all that. But I just felt crunched up, which I mean I'm 6'2", so that could be a reason why. But I just felt really crunched up on it.
Yeah, my legs were hurting by the end of the day. I felt like they were really like stretched back, I guess. Like people say that Daytona has a really aggressive forward leaning position, but it's like a really comfortable forward leaning position. And I don't know. I can ride my bike all day long back and forth to California, and I'm good. Like a little bit of back, shoulder pain if I'm wearing a backpack, but yeah. Upbeat Yamaha says, so to conclude, we can all agree that GSXRs are not meant to be. Yeah. No, but for really, if you have a GSXR out there and you like the bike, who the fuck cares? You have a bike and you're riding. That's all that matters. Yeah. Bash didn't really like my bike. Like Snowcat was in love with the thing, dude. He was doing wheelies all around town. He was like having a ball. And then we finally switched, and Snowcat rode my friend's Mike Tender's 300, and then Bash got on my 675, and he was like, "Dude, this thing sucks. I do not like it." So, a bike's subjective, man. Not everybody likes the same thing, really.
Theo,
Hmm?
you got anything?
Yeah, hold on, I'm typing back.
Chicka chicka chat.
Showing the side chat some love. We got, what, Mason still here? Borkowski, Upbeat. They're carrying the side chat, guys. Other people need to jump in, talk to them.
Yeah, shout outs.
Tattoo 6 will say your
Shadow
name.
looks comfortable.
Do what?
Mason has a Shadow. His bike looks pretty comfortable. I would ride that thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't know what size his is, but my buddy had a 2006 Shadow 1300, and it had the full fairing and bagger and all that, and I rode it, and that thing was like a fucking recliner on two wheels. It was so comfy.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't mind having a bike like that in the future, just to cruise around town on. Just, that'd be nice. Oh, he said it's at 1100.
Oh, so it's not too far off from what I rode. His is pretty naked though. The one I rode, it was full fairing, had the big ass front fairing and everything, which wasn't bad, kept the wind out. But yeah, I wouldn't mind having one. I rode my R6 out to meet Tattooed here, and it was 2.5 hours, and oh my god, like I had all these cruisers passing me because it was a BBB thing, so like everybody was headed in that one location. And all these cruisers were passing me, and they're all just like chilling with their girl on the back and everything, and I'm like by myself trying to not fall off because I can't feel my legs anymore.
I know that feeling.
Oh, yeah, me
Okay, so
too.
I just have to say shout out to Not Your Father's Root Beer. That shit is good, man.
Dude, I like that stuff, but I literally, like, it tastes so good. I love it.
does.
But I can't finish one.
It gets worse by the end of the bottle. Like, I have a half-finished one, and I just open a new one, and it's like a lot better than the other one.
Yep, I can't finish one. But that first half, man, is just so good.
Delicious.
Upbeat Yama said I have a 250, and oh my gosh, you better hang on tight before you fly off the back.
Bye-bye.
It's like he's not lying. He's got like a fucking big ass sprocket on the back. Like the sprocket's almost as big as the tire. He leans too far, and the teeth are hitting the concrete.
Jesus. That sounds very safe. So, Tattooed R6, you got any questions?
By the way, I've been carrying it.
Or Side Chat? Side Chat has questions.
Well, we're waiting on a question from Side Chat. I have a question for Tattooed R6.
Yeah, what's up?
Where exactly are you right now?
Me?
Yeah?
In Arkansas?
No, I mean, but like where? What are you out doing right now?
What do you mean, what am I out doing?
Like, Tattooed R6. What's Tattooed R6 out doing? I mean, you should know if you're Tattooed R6.
Well, I don't know if I can, if I should say on, let's just say I'm running errands with my boss.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I mean, it's cool that your boss would let you get on a live stream while you're out chilling with him.
That's not the only cool thing about my boss.
Bow chicka bow wow.
Your boss, you know your boss is a dude, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
okay.
that a problem? You didn't know that. I guess I should have told you that before we shared a hotel room. Now you know why I was in the shower so long.
But Yama said, I think he's banging someone. I lock in my answer.
Dun, dun, dun.
Final answer.
That is correct.
You win nothing but acknowledgement.
He has gotten his name said several times tonight, and this is my first time. Well, okay, I say it's my first time seeing him, but it's technically the first time was today, but not in this side chat, because I, like everybody, watched a TheoFreakinDore video today, which took me to another moto vlogger named Riding Renegade.
Oh, Racing
And while-
Renegade? Yeah.
Yes, Racing Renegade, sorry. And then watching his videos, came across Upbeat Yamaha.
Huh.
Yeah,
I've
so
never seen him either, so. Hello.
Yeah, well, this is the first time I've seen him in a side chat. I think he found me because of that. That's a whole different story with Racing Renegade and everything. And this isn't the time to go into my stories. But yeah, I met him a couple days ago.
Cali Riders in the side chat. Hi, Cali Girl.
What
Hi,
up,
Cali
Cali girl?
She's really cool as well. I met her in San Diego. Didn't talk much, but she seems like a really cool, genuine person.
I actually missed the chance to talk to her in person when I was in California. Red One stopped and talked to me, and I'm pretty sure she was standing there, but I think she was talking to somebody, one of her friends or something. And like I didn't know who anybody was, so like I didn't know she was she, so I didn't like
Right.
walk up and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
I hear you. There was a bunch of people I like walked right by at the meetup, and then later I was like, "Oh, that was you."
Yeah, that's pretty much how the SoCal meetup was for me. When I went out there, I didn't know anybody. The only people I knew were the main guys, like Baker,
Right.
like the ones that everybody knows. Other than that, I didn't know anybody out there.
yeah, I
How do you
haven't.
do it? Go ahead.
Go ahead and tell your story. I'm just trying to lead into a question. But if you got something to say, by
I
all
was
means.
just gonna say I didn't even really. I had to do a double take when I saw Baker because I didn't really even like.
Right?
You never really see him off camera or what his like whole suit looks like. So
Right.
I was like, is
That's
I literally-
exactly what happened to me. I missed when they like took all their helmets off because I was checking in, and so I leave and they have their helmets on. I come back and all their helmets are off. And like Arson was easy to point out because he's
Oh,
got
yeah,
like a whole sleeve
obviously.
tattoo and stuff, shit like that. Suburban and Ian and all them, they were all easy to point out and everything. But then like Baker, just like fucking, he walked right by me and I just kind of stared at him like that could be him. And then I pointed at him, and he walked over and was like, "Chew," and I was like, "Oh, shit, cool."
Like, yep. Yeah, I have a video coming out, and I walk up to him, and I'm like, are you Baker? And he just shakes his head. He's like, nope. We shake hands.
See, that's the funniest shit because the funniest thing he did when I was with him in SoCal was me, him, and Arson and my buddy were all standing in the group talking and bullshitting, and one kid walks up, and he was pretty turnt by the time he walked up, and he was like, all right, guys, I'm on a manhunt for Baker, and I can't find him. Do you know where he's at? Will you point him out to me? And he was within like reaching distance of fucking Baker,
Yeah.
and so Baker just stayed quiet and was smiling, and like me, my buddy, and Arson were all like, no, he was over there by the hot tub earlier. He's not over there right now, though. I don't know where he went. So the kid was like, over there? He was like, all right, cool. And he turns around, starts like beelining straight for that area, and like right when he gets just out of reach, Baker just goes, chew, and the kid whips around real quick, whips around and like stares at us and walks back, and he was like, he stuck his hand out and he was like, Baker? and then and then He was like, "Yeah, man, what's up?" and all that. It was the funniest shit.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, it's kind of funny, like you're walking around the meetup and you see like Baker and Arson and like Suburban, like their little group, and then you got like Snowcat over here, and there's like little like posses that just like follow them around.
There are, yeah,
Like
yeah,
they'll walk across the gas station to the pump, and they're like four people that kind of follow like behind them. And just like
yeah, dude. It's crazy. It's
it's
like a
gotta be
swarm of bees with a queen bee.
yeah. It's just I picture myself in their shoes, and I'm like, that's gotta be so weird, Like
Yeah, dude. I
I mean,
can't. Like, you know that feeling you get when, like, you're walking alone, nobody knows who you are. Like, say you're in a movie theater or something, and you walk through a crowd real quick, and you're walking, like, down a hall. You get that thought in your head that you feel like somebody is just watching you, so you
yeah,
start
that's
walking
probably
all
what it's
awkward.
like.
You're, like, walking really awkward because you're like, I probably look like an idiot walking. Like, I feel like it would be that feeling, but 10 times worse.
Yeah. So me personally, like I totally get that, and I probably knew like how they were feeling, so I kind of just like intentionally did not like go up to them and like, oh my God, like I watch all your videos, I know you, like this and that. I was just like, yeah, what's up, dude? Like nice to meet you, and then walk away.
And see, that's kind of how I was, like, when all of them initially showed up to uh, the first meetup spot. Like, I mean, I stood in the crowd and I got a picture with Baker and everything, but other than that, I wasn't like all over their dick and everything like everybody else was. But then, like when we got to the hotel and everybody had time, and like I'd see Baker or Arson or one of those guys get alone, and they were like by themselves, then I'd walk over and actually like strike a conversation.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Because it was just like like you, I was imagining myself in them shoes, and I wonder how annoying it is to have like all these people surrounding you, just like you can't hear a damn thing anybody's saying, and then you get that one guy that walks up and tries to start like a full conversation, telling his whole life story, and you're like,
Right.
dude,
And you're
I'm
just
not gonna lie to you, I can't fucking focus right now, like I can't
yeah,
do
you're
this.
just trying to like meet and greet people and like get the fuck out of there.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, like one thing about that also was okay, so like we picked up like three groups on the way to we picked up like four groups on the way to the main spot in San Diego, and like the third group was like Baker, Arson, and Sub D, and like their little group. And by the time we got the group before that, we stopped and I was meeting people. I was like shaking people's hands, and I go up to this one guy and I'm like, hey, like I say my name and then I say I'm Sinsityslik, and I could see him looking at me like all funny, and he like is like I feel like he's staring into my soul, and I'm like, what's up, dude? And he's like, he says my name, like my personal name again, and I'm like, yeah, that's me. And he's like, dude, and he says his name, and it turns out to be when I first started riding like 6 years ago. I took the MSF course, and I was in the class with this guy, and we like started riding together, and like we rode around like basically after the class, we rode around for like a year together. We hung out, and then, like I told you I went up to Washington, so like I lost touch with him for like 5 or 6 years, and like this is the first time I've seen him since. And he wasn't a motovlogger then. He just like, he just started motovlogging like 2 months ago. It's that group called Gentle Bros, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really like weird, just randomly running into this dude I haven't seen in 6 years at this like private meetup spot. But going into that, so like we go to the next spot, which is Baker and Arson, and there's a couple guys that are just like pulling out their phones, like trying to take pictures, and like they don't have their shields down, so they're kind of skeptical,
Mhm.
and like it's just kind of like disrespectful, like this isn't the big meetup spot, you got kind of like privately invited to this like ride, and like you're trying to like intrude on their private. It's just like it was kind of disrespectful, like we are all thinking, but that's just what comes along with these kind of group rides.
Right.
That's why like Baker doesn't ever go on big group rides because
Yeah, see,
he just
apparently that
has big
SCMM
stuff.
was like the first group ride he did. But you know what was funny about that? SCMM, he apparently from what Arson told me, because at one point I was just talking to Arson, because the original idea for that meetup was suburban, like that was his main idea, and Arson said that Baker wasn't even planning on going to Palm Springs. He was planning on showing up to Chaparral and like pretty much just saying what's up, and then after Chaparral going back home and chilling for the night. But then like as soon as he showed up, and he's obviously like the biggest guy there,
Mm.
then everybody fucking swarmed. Like you should have seen that part. You were talking about like four or five people following him to the gas pump, but this like as soon as he got off his bike, like he walked across the parking lot and the entire it looked like the entire parking lot, concrete and everything just moved behind him. And so like once he saw that, Suburban and Arson and all that talked him into it and was like, yeah, dude, they were like, you need to come down there. There's a shit ton of people here for you, and he still was trying to get out of it. He was like, I don't have a room, and they were like, just stay in our room, like. So they talked him into it, and I was like, that's crazy, because like that was like my biggest goal out when I went out there was to meet him, and to think that like he was actually not even planning on going to Palm Springs. I was like,
Right.
that's fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yay. All right, so next question, guys.
Next question, tattooed. Any questions?
Cricket.
Hello.
Huh?
What are you doing, buddy?
Sorry, I was helping my boss.
Okay.
We're finishing up right now. Just had some cleanup duty.
Red One, what's up?
Hello, Red One.
Red One is also another guy that I was pretty stoked to meet. He's a really cool dude.
Yeah, man, he's. I'm just gonna agree with it because I got a whole nother story on that, but I need to stop telling stories and tell them on my own time.
Well,
Oh, you
I'll
can
disagree.
tell
So
stories, man. It's all good.
But yeah, I agree with
It's
that.
not like Tattoo is here or anything to host his own show, so it's not like this is like a. Oh wait, he is. Oh sorry,
I'm-
Tattoo 6 is here.
Shots fired.
Man, like I know that I was just quiet for a second, but I am here. Like how easily we forget that I carried the first 45 minutes of question asking.
That is true. That is true.
Oh man.
I had a question. I did. I swear to God, I did.
Well, yeah.
Let's just start throwing out random questions.
Let go.
What's the fuck? I don't know. What's the highest octane you can get in Vegas?
91.
Really?
Yeah.
That's actually kind of disappointing. For some reason, I assumed it would be higher. 91 is how it is here. What's the gas prices over there?
Fucking like. Dude, to be honest with you, I don't even know. I don't even look when I fill up my gas tank. It's so cheap. Like maybe 280, 290, a little over 3.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Um, God damn it, I can't keep on track right now.
We'll throw one out for the fangirls because they always want to know, what is the fastest you've ever gone on your motorcycle?
Like 200 miles an hour? No, I don't know.
Really? Because my boyfriend said he did like 250 on his CBR 300, so that's like really disappointing.
CBR, triple R, 150. That's all I can remember.
Golly, that just made my
That's
kitty curdle.
that's all he can remember because once he hit 150, his mind just went blank.
Yeah, you're not focused on the speedometer at that point.
Right.
Um, what is it about an apartment fire? Plus,
Apartment fire.
yeah, I haven't watched that video, but apparently your apartment got fired again.
Wait.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, but
twice.
it sounded like you just said your apartment got fired again. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, Donald Trump.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
so
my
like,
man bun got in the way.
damn. Okay, so anyway, I told you about that first one. It was never really determined how that fire got started. I think they came to the conclusion it was electrical. We had done some research on the apartments before we moved into there, and we saw that they had a fire like a year before, and it was electrical. And then after we moved out, after that happened, there was another fire. So like something's fucking wrong with that place. But anyway, back to California. Um, I had an apartment with a friend, and my buddy liked to smoke in the house. I didn't smoke. I don't smoke cigarettes, but he liked to smoke inside. I was like, whatever, that's cool. And one night he had a friend over, and I was chilling in my room. I had headphones on. I was like making some music, and they're out in the living room, and they've been drinking, and we order pizza. And so fucking he goes in his room and gets the money for pizza. I assume that he had a cigarette in his hand because he went into his room and there was no fire in there. And then I'm assuming that he put his cigarette out or thought he put it out or something of that nature. And then like 20 minutes later, I'm back in my room after eating pizza with headphones on, listening to music, and the fucking fire alarm is blaring. And I go out to the living room, and they're both passed out on the fucking couch. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck's going on? I go to my room, I open the bathroom, there's nothing there. And I open his room, and his door's closed, and I just see this like 4 by 4 foot bundle of flames like right next to his bed. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm like screaming at like, you get the fuck up, you guys wake up, like there's a fire right. They didn't even wake up, the fire alarm's going off. I had to like go over there and shake them. So um, the sprinklers like literally put it out in like minutes. The shitty part about that was the sprinklers basically flooded the entire apartment. So like
So first it catches fire and then it gets flooded.
yeah, so the fire goes, sprinklers put out the fire, and then fucking there's like 3 or 4 inches of water like all throughout the apartment, dude. I had like all this expensive equipment in my room. I'm like piling on my bed, hoping it's not gonna get wet. Like, um, luckily it did not, but yeah, it was just a disaster. The whole apartment beneath us like had to be redone, like the walls knocked out and everything. That whole big deal. So yeah, I got to go through 2 house fires in my short lifetime already.
Seems quite exciting.
Well, shit.
Not really. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on.
I.
All right, sorry about that.
It's all good, ain't it? I was just over here wiping down, cleaning up Scarlet.
Oh yeah, how's she doing?
She's getting stunted out, brother.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you can't ooh, hey.
Huh?
This seems like a really good time to ask you. When we meet up again, can you like promise me that you'll let me ride your bike and do whatever I want on it?
Yeah, man. Why do you think that I put that foot stop back there? You think I did
Awesome.
it for me? That was for you.
Sweet.
You
So
have
I
my
have your
full
word. I
You
have
have my full permission.
word right now.
My full permission. Like while I'm sleeping, I actually would prefer while you're sleeping or while I'm sleeping for you to take it out at night and do that. That way,
Sounds
'cause I like
good.
to ride it when I'm riding. I don't necessarily want to switch bikes, but like when I fall asleep, yeah, right now you have my full permission to go out and stunt it.
Well, I'm glad that this is
Damn.
getting recorded.
I
So
was,
if you
I was
change
gonna
your mind,
say we had that on live recording.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, good friend. Good
no
friend.
problem. No problem. You don't even have to fill up the gas tank either. Just
You live in Arkansas too, right, Theo?
No, I'm in Oklahoma.
Oh, that's right. But you're like close enough, right?
Yeah, it's like 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Well, how long have we been going on now? 30, almost an hour and a half.
15, an hour and 15, hour
Hour and
20.
15.
Damn, it's been that long already.
At about 11 o'clock, I'll close it down and get a good hour and a half here.
All right.
In that time, because
Well,
it
what's
also seems like we're running out of questions
like
and
10
shit.
minutes?
Um,
What's 11 o'clock for you?
12 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 11 o'clock for you is like, what, another hour?
Yeah, it's only 9 o'clock here, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we have an hour to go, brother, hold on to your britches. It's going to get exciting.
Theo, do you and Tattooed have intercoms?
We've only met up once so far, and he did, and I didn't because I'm broke as shit. But the next time that we meet up, I will have one. I'm actually working on getting one right now. Actually, at work, I'm about to get a $500 bonus on top of my paycheck. So I'm about to deck my shit out. Like I need new tires. I'm gonna get a Cena, and then whatever I have left over after that, we'll see what else I do.
Yeah, they're pretty useful, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I've wanted one like pretty much ever since I got a bike and rode with somebody for the first time. But I've never had the funds to spend on one.
So, since you guys don't have any many questions, I guess I can tell you a recent story.
Yeah, yeah, man, this is your time. Go for it.
All right, so the only reason I'm telling this is because it literally happened a couple days ago, but it's kind of funny. I work at a restaurant. I'm a kitchen manager, but we deliver food as well. So the other day, one of our drivers was out for like maybe 2.5 hours on a delivery that was like across the fucking street. So we're like, okay, what the fuck? Where's this guy? Like, what is he doing? And I'm like, all right, guys, well, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the apartment and see if he's okay, see if he delivered the food, ask the fucking customer like when he left. And so I get here, and this kid is maybe like 20 years old. He's got like a brand new BMW. The BMW is sitting in front of the apartment with the lights on, car is running. His phone is in the car, like on the dashboard with the GPS up. The food was gone. He had like one of our bags in the car. The food was gone. So I'm thinking like, all right, I used to work at this pizza place, and like my brother was a manager there, and my brother went to deliver food, and he fucking knocked on the door, and the dudes put a gun to his head, a knife to his throat, and was like, "Give me all your shit," and basically like robbed him. So I'm thinking our driver is inside this building, tied up, like dead, or something, because like who leaves their brand new BMW, sitting outside for 2.5 hours of an apartment complex? So I call my manager and I'm like, dude, you got to get over here. Like something's not right. And he comes over and he's like, all right, I'm gonna go knock on the door. I'm like, yo, that's probably not a good idea. Like he's either fucking dead or you're gonna get like pulled in there. And he was like, all right, I'm gonna go knock on the door. If I don't come out in 5 minutes, then call the cops. So I'm like standing in the parking lot and I'm looking at the door like from afar just to see if he gets like pulled into this apartment and something happens. He knocks on the door, nobody answers. Like 5 minutes go by, and he's like, "All right, dude, like call the cops. There's something going on here." So I'm on the phone with the police. By this time, like 10 minutes later, someone opens the door, and it's this like 30-year-old, like skinny blonde lady, and I tell the cops, I'm like, oh, sorry guys, like she just answered the door, like we'll work it out, we'll figure it out. And they're like, all right, we already got to send somebody like to the apartment because you fucking called us. So I'm like, whatever. I could see that the lady was like arguing with my manager, saying, no, he's not here. He was sick. You know, he left. He went to the hospital. Did you guys look for him? And my manager was like, yeah, I mean, we looked for him. That's why we're here. You know, we're just asking you, like, we're just trying to find out, you know, some stuff. We're worried about our driver. And she's like getting pissy at us. She's like, you don't know who the fuck I am. Like, you don't know who my boyfriend is. He's FBI. You guys are harassing me. I could like smell alcohol in her breath, so she's obviously like a little intoxicated. Um, and then she tells us, oh, he was throwing up. Like he was throwing up blood. We're like, ma'am, where's the blood? You know, where is you just told us he was throwing up blood right here. Where is it? She's like, oh no, he was in the bathroom. You know, he's embarrassed to come out. We're like, wait, hold up. You said he wasn't even here, and now you're telling us that he's inside? So my manager just yells, and he's like, he says his name. He's like, come out here. You know, you have my money. You got to give us our tickets. And like 20 seconds later, he comes right out of the apartment, and his head is down, and he's like, man, you guys, like, I'm so sorry. Like, can I talk to you back at the office? And in the meantime, like, this lady is still, like, yelling at us for some reason. We're just like, ma'am, like, calm the fuck down, please. um, longer story short, the cops came and, like, started talking to this lady, and the cops came back up to me and my manager and was like, man, like, I don't even know if this lady knows who she's talking to, and we're dressed in these, like, monkey suits. Like, she's fucked up right now. And we're like, yeah, we could tell. So... yeah, long story short, my fucking driver went into this house like a dumbass and started fucking this lady. You know, she opened the door and like took off this like tiny black robe that she had. And yeah, he left his fucking brand new BMW sitting in the parking lot for 2.5 hours. Went up there, you know, he could have got away with it if he was smart about it, but yeah, it was, to say the least, he's not working for us anymore.
That's funny as shit. See, I thought that story was gonna take like a creepier turn, which brings me to my next question. It's kind of a two-parter. First off, do you believe in like another life type thing? Like basically, pretty much.
Wait. How does that have anything to do with that?
Okay, hold on, because it just kind of you started talking about a delivery story and it sounded like it was getting creepy, which reminded me of this YouTube video I watched talking about scariest delivery stories and all that, and then it made me think like, okay, I'll ask him something according to that.
Okay.
So first off, I'll just say it's simple, but like in layman's terms, do you believe in like ghosts and shit, like spirits and shit like that?
Yes.
Hauntings, all that.
Yes,
Awesome.
especially because Bash is watching this right now, and he told me to go to this fucking Ghost Adventures house. Like, I don't know if you guys know what Ghost Adventures is.
Oh, fuck yeah, I do.
Okay, I didn't know much
Every
about...
episode, bruh.
Oh, hell yeah. I didn't know much about Ghost Adventures until he recommended me to go to one of the houses that's out here in Vegas. I don't know if you guys have seen that video where I go visit it, but he recommended me to go see this house. Before I went, I did a little research. You know, I watched the episode. I read a little bit about the history of the house, and dude, like, the shit is real. Like, no joke. There were spirits haunting that house, and whether you believe it or not, like, and there's some crazy shit happening.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of people that were murdered in that house, so...
And before I move on to my next question, I just gotta say, like, that's how me and Bash became friends. Like I met him at SCMM, but I didn't really talk to him because, like I said, I didn't really know anybody. But afterwards, he was in I can't remember if it was off air or live, but it doesn't matter. We were in a stream together, and like we started talking about ghosts and shit, and like Ghost Adventures. You know, that's always been like my favorite show and everything. And then I went and checked out his channel. He was talking about how Ghost Adventures is his favorite show and everything. So we started talking about like ghosts and shit, and that's how we like hit it off the first time. But anyway, so I'm very glad to hear that. That's awesome. You became more of a friend to me now. So that being said, what's I mean, you might have already answered it, but what's the creepiest like situation you've ever been in involving some sort of paranormal?
Okay, I have one like completely accountable situation, recognizable, whatever you want to call it, like in my life one notable situation in my life that I can remember.
Right.
And it was when I was, I want to say 8 or 9 years old, and I was living with my brother, my mom, my dad. My brother's like 6 years older than me, so he was like 15, 16 at the time. He was in the Boy Scouts, and he had this like the Boy Scout handbook or something, and it had been missing for like a week, like 2 weeks. And I remember like his like troop was getting mad at him, like my parents were mad at him, or like something like that. So it was like obviously missing for a while. We had one of those Ouija boards, dude, and we were all playing with it outside in the driveway one day, and he asked, where is my my handbook? And the Ouija board spelled out on bed. We went upstairs to his room, dude, and it was sitting there right on the bed. I kid you not.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I was scared for years, bro. Like, I mean, my parents, everybody, we believed that house was haunted after that. Like how does that even happen?
Shit,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, so that was the most like weirdest experience I've ever had in my life with ghosts and shit. I always thought when I was like 12 or 13, that movie like Scream 1, 2, and 3
Yeah.
came out, and I lived in this house in New York, this like 4-story giant ass house, and I lived in the attic like with my brother. And dude, every night when I went up the stairs, I would like think that dude was following me, the guy from Scream. That was like my childhood like scariest like horror thing. Like like people are scared of Chucky or like
Right.
Freddy Krueger or whatever. But yeah.
Damn, dude. That's fucking legit.
But the more I've like gotten older, the more I've hearing stories about like shit like that, and those Ghost Adventures episodes are crazy, man. I was actually watching one today. I think there was like a new one on tonight, so they had like a marathon. But
Dude, if you I don't know how, because I think on Netflix they only have a certain thing, but if you can find the Ghost Adventures episode called the Zozo Demon, that one is a house in Oklahoma City, an hour from me, and I plan on doing a whole motovlog about Oklahoma City and everything, going there and all that.
oh, you totally should.
But when I go there, I'm gonna go by the Zozo house and like check it out. But that episode, like, it was some real shit, dude. Lady got possessed and like took off out of the house and went missing, and they had to like leave and stop the show to go find her and shit like that.
What the
And then
fuck?
when she showed back up, like her pants were all unzipped and like undone and everything. Like it's some legit shit, dude. But yeah, you gotta find that one and watch that one. It's the Zozo Demon, the ZOZO.
I just wrote it down. I kind of regret doing it, but
After you watch that episode, you'll regret ever writing it down.
oh god damn it.
But yeah, dude, you're pretty far from Oklahoma though, so I mean I don't know how demon travel works, but you're
Well, hey
pretty
man,
far out there, so.
dude, I was really skeptical about going to the mansion, the La Palazza mansion out here because like I don't know, like I just personally like I don't like fucking with that stuff, and like I really think that if you fuck with something like that, like it's gonna follow you, like it's gonna follow you home. And you know that guy Zach who hosts the show, I think that's his name, Zach. I'm pretty sure like he lives out here in Vegas. I think I saw a thing that said he had to sell his house because it got possessed, like ghosts followed him home.
Oh, I'm sure it did. I mean, that's his job is to go fuck with spirits and shit.
Yeah, so like, dude, I totally believe in that stuff. Like, no joke.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I was at Bash's like one night, and we put on a Ghost Adventures episode before we went to bed, and I just like could not sleep, dude. I was like, fuck.
Well, Bash, from what Bash has told me, his house is slightly haunted anyway, so.
Man, I was really trying to like not think it was the whole time I was there. I was like, nah, it's okay. It was always in the back of my head. I was like, I know Bash likes this kind of stuff, man. What if it's like Zach, where like he follows him home?
Oh yeah, it's next time you get a chance, just talk to Bash about some of the stuff. He was telling me some stories about like like his daughter would end up getting scratches on her from that house.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's told me some shit that has gone down in that house.
All right, so I guess I'm not staying there for SoCal Meetup
And see, you know what's funny about
2016.
that? You know what's funny about that? He told me that because I told him that I'm gonna be when I do the SoCal meetup again, I'm gonna be coming out there a little bit ahead of time so I can like explore and have fun before the meetup.
Oh yeah.
And he said that if I do, I can stay at his place and everything. And like I actually was pretty excited. And like it's not necessarily excitement because like, Bash told me I could stay at his place. It was more excitement because I was like, that motherfucker told me that like
His
his house
house is
got
haunted.
haunted. And I love that. I was like, because I do like exploring like shit like that. I don't necessarily like fucking with it or provoking it.
Yeah.
If I get like a really bad feeling, like I'll leave and I'll leave it alone. But I do like exploring and poking around supposedly haunted areas. It's fun to me. I like getting the feelings. I like getting the emotions that run through when you
Yeah,
can.
there's
I don't
nothing
know.
like that when your
Yeah,
heart starts
it's a
beating and
whole
like
different feeling, man.
the hair stands up on the back of your neck and you're like,
You
"Oh
get that cold
shit."
chill, and yeah, I do like messing with that stuff. So
Yeah.
fucking walk up, knock on his door. He answers the door. I just like blow past him. Where the fucking ghost at? What up, Bash? I'll talk to you in a minute.
No, but in all seriousness, like I had a lot of respect for him before I, went out there to hang out with him, but he's such a chilled out guy. He's such like a good friend, a good person, and like for letting me stay at his house for so long, like a stranger that you don't really know, and like,
Hey, dude,
just a
they're
really
all
cool
like
thing.
super humble. All those SoCal guys are super humble. Baker, Arson,
Yeah,
Suburban, all of them.
yeah, definitely. I totally agree. Yeah, I'll be out there though for sure. How about you, Tattooed R6? You coming
Yo,
out
what's up?
for SoCal Moto Meetup
No,
2016?
neither one of them are.
Nah, bruh. But Three Star is gonna come out to Las Vegas this year.
Oh,
So
that's right.
he did tell me, or I saw where on Instagram that he was wanting to meet up with you when he went out there. So
Yeah, tell 3 Star that Sin City wants to meet up with him. And is do you, Tattooed R6, do you know if 3 Star is going to bring his Grom?
when we talked about it, he is not gonna be. He's not gonna have his Grom with him though.
Oh, shit, man. Why, he can't just like pack it in his bag?
It's like he would have to take the tires off of the rim in order for it to fit in the overhead. So that would be too
Ah,
much hassle.
I see. Well, either way,
Shit.
tell 3 Star it would be a pleasure hanging out with him.
I'll let him know.
All right, well, it's 11:06, so I'm going to start closing this off. First, I want to thank Sin City for joining in here and being a part of this because that was really cool of him. I got to know him a lot more. We were talking about this off air, but I've never really gotten to talk to him all that much. So this is a very good. I don't know what you would call it. Meet
Mingle.
mingle. Yeah, this is a very good mingle. So I do want to thank him for coming on here. And
Likewise, man.
on a full-on serious note, since we are ending this, then I will say thank you to 3 Star for filling in Tattooed's spot to help me out. It's Tattooed. He got stuck at work tonight, and he was hoping he would be back while we're still on, but he's still fucking swamped, so he didn't get to make it tonight. But next week,
He's
uh,
smashing his boss, guys. His
next
boss is a dude.
next Saturday on Tattooed's channel, we're gonna be having Timages, and that one has already been set. It's very rare that we have one set. by the time we're finishing up this one. But yes, Timages is going to be next Saturday, and I'll make an Instagram post about it and all that usual shit. So be there for that one because that one's going to be pretty cool too. I haven't gotten to talk to Timages a lot either. So, but yeah, again, thanks Sin City, and thank you 3-Star for filling in. You did a great job being Tattooed R6. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And now it's your guys' turn. Close it out. Say whatever you want.
Well, likewise, to the same to you, man. I mean, like I've always been in your hangouts. I've always seen you. I've always like talked to you in the side chat. But like you said, our times have never like synced up.
Right.
So it's really cool to meet you, and like our first conversation is live over the air. So
Hell yeah.
that's a pretty cool thing. But same thing goes for you, 3-Star. I've been in your hangouts too. Not really gotten a chance to talk to you, bro. So it's nice meeting you. Nice, getting to talk to you, pretending to be Tattooed R6.
I'm not pretending this.
Oh yeah.
He's still in character.
Oh yeah.
I'm not busy with work. I was just over visiting 3-Star, and we thought it'd be funny to jump on his channel.
My bad. Yeah, it's been a good time, guys. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me on, for real.
All right. Tattooed Star Recruits, you have anything else to say before I stop broadcast?
Yeah, thank you, Theo. Thank you, Sin City, for coming on and telling some awesome stories. It was great to get to know you better, and don't forget to sub to Tattooed R6.
Oh, definitely.
All right. We'll stop.